Welcome back, guys, to Arch's Garage, and we have a 760 CFM Ryobi big ass blower here to work on today, and let's see what's going on with it. Let's start it up, and he says it runs but it falls on its face. So let's do a basic start and hear it. Okay, so without the choke on, it's not really running. But it's not horrible. I'll take the carb off. You guys don't need to watch that part. We'll bring it up on the bench and we'll open it up together. How's that? Can you see it? It's not running bad. It's just not great. Let's carb back on. Let me go clean this plug. And we'll come back and we'll give it a test fire. 25 thousandths. I put a little bit of Never-Seez on it. You know, I have that old lead-based stuff, which I love. And let's give it a shot. Okay, it's doing the same thing. You see that in there? And there's bubbling over here. Alright, so it may have been overheated. My concern is something's not right with this. Yeah, 16. Well, now we have 16. Let's short it. 5.8 mega ohms. 6 mega ohms. So it's going up. It's got a capacitance thing going on in there. Okay, so I got this apart. So you can see all the melting. This melted. Okay, and I don't know if I probably didn't get this on video because I had to contact the customer, but I have picks, and I'll put the picks in here. I'll insert them in. This was completely blocked. What I'm doing is I'm machining this flat with, I just chucked up the belt sander up here. I'm just kind of running it over real quick, and it looks like I got everything I need off of it. So I'm going in different directions to make it flat. And just holding it flat. We're going to take the die grinder, we'll go in there and we'll pull that out, and we'll reshape that. And we'll pass in the drill. Make sure that the holes are okay. Now this is just alignment holes. That's a port hole. Excuse me, a screw hole. And there's a port hole, I believe, in here somewhere. One of these is a port hole. Alright, so we got to put the holes back. It wasn't laying flat on here. That's clogged. But as long as it lays flat, I think she's already starting to lay flat. And it's not, I'm going to have to drill those in a little deeper. So we'll spot those in by hand. As long as it lays flat on here, and then you put a gasket on it, and that porthole is in the right spot, because that's got to be there. So apparently this must be a hole in here. They must always have a hole right through here. Okay, you got to have that hole back. So we're going to look at this later. So let me go rejuvenate, and we'll see if we can. If I rejuvenate, I might be able to rejuvenate this part, and then I can put that back together again, and then I can either find that little flat nut, or I got to make one. Okay, I'm just laying out for a gasket. Now what I did was I traced it, pushed it around with a pencil, tried to get, you know, a shadow of it, and then I refined it. Okay. Now we'll work the screw holes. This transfer hole here had this much plastic in it. Right, that will never work. So, and that was the plastic that melted in. So I took my drill bit and I ran it in, but you want to drive the piston down so that's out of the way so you don't drill into the piston. So that part's done. See? Fresh gasket. Okay, so I took a little bit extra time with the gasket. I had to make a transfer port on that because the holes don't completely line up. That's just the way it is. But you need to make sure you have some kind of transfer port there going on. And this has a little bit of a recess in it as well. So that looks pretty good. Alright, now there's a little WD-40 on that. We'll put it together. Let me take a couple of photos of it. And I'm going to put that together. So this lays real flat now. We'll be able to screw that together, make it nice and tight, and then that'll be done. Okay guys, I mounted it on there. It's nice and tight. Alright, the other one I could see before, it was really moving around a lot, but that's flat, it's sealed, it's tight, and we're good to go. We'll make sure you have a good gasket there. I need to take this thing apart, like I said. So I'm going to take this thing apart, and I'm going to find that missing bolt that slipped in there. Excuse me, nut. We got to find that, retrieve it, and then I can put the muffler on. So we got to have the muffler on before I put it inside its case, and then I'm going to have to solder a wire on. So we still have a few more things to do. And let me go clean up and we'll get situated with this. So I got the nut out. That fell into the turbine, the blower turbine housing. And that's it, right there. Stupid thing. And of course where it goes is way down in here. There's the exhaust port. And it's that back ear right there where that nut has to go. And the one in the front, it stays. But of course, you know, who cares, right? That one's not a problem anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure this is tight in the vise. And I'm going to go and install that muffler. And you don't need to see me do that because, well, you're not going to be able to see me do that. So I'm going to go do that. I got it in. I got the muffler in. I put a little dab of RTV, and with it being up on the vise like that, I was able to get in there. A little dab of RTV, pulled the nut into place, all tightened up. And also, I added some extra holes here, just some small ones. You know, I opened these holes up so I could fit my tool in properly. So you get a little more air here, a little bit more air in this area here. Alright, down there I'm not too worried because you don't see a lot of heat. I put a little bit over here where it's kind of close. Why? It's still going to try and direct the air out the vent, but it can bleed out a little bit more, so you won't get such a concentration of heat. And as it's blowing the air up this way, and it's blowing the air down through here, being sucked, okay, it'll be able to have some bleed air coming in, where a little bit, you know, cooler air, we hope. Maybe they should be bigger, whatever, I don't know. But it's already been cooked, the plastic has already been changed. It's probably harder now. It's been chemically changed because the heat's been added to it. Now we still need to adjust this, and we need to be able to somehow solder something to that. And I'm going to need to get this pretty hot to do it. There's not a lot I can do about that. I can't really take it off. We might want to try and maybe see if I can take that off right now while it's on the bench. This is loose, this is movable. Let me see if I can fire up a big old soldering iron and try to get that off. Here's a shot of that, the Weller soldering iron that I used. It's a big old one. I don't know what wattage it is. It's a high watt. And if you remember looking at that coil, how they soldered that on, what we've done is we've put on this blade connector, and so I've adjusted the coil, the wires are back on, the plug is back in. I'm not sure of the routing because the routing kind of goes up into here. So how it kind of works is this sort of plugs in here. Let's just wipe it off. There we go. Alright, see? Now it's down there. Alright, so we need 1, 2, 3, and I think 4. And I think one of these, the tank gets held on with. So, let's go get the tank. Alright guys. Carburetor's back on. Everything's back on. Alright, got some fuel on it. Let's prime it. And let's see if it runs. And let's give it a pull and see what it does. Alright, let's take some choke off of it. Alright, last look guys. Plastics are back on. Turned it upside down to put it all together. And let's just give it one more shot. Because I did turn it upside down. So it's set to run. We'll put it to choke. Put it on midway. You know, which over here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's sort of start, run kind of speed. Alright guys, that's it. You know, it's starting to snow already. So, yeah, little flurries of snow coming down. Oh, we might have a snowstorm. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I think this was an interesting little job. I just contacted the customer. He's really happy. I'm going to shoot him over the price and a few pics. And we're done with this, alright? Next. Alright, thanks again. Another one of Archer's projects over here at Archer's Garage. Uncle Lodge. And don't forget the like and subscribe button, guys, and check out my other videos. I'll see you later.